Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome once again to another episode of the CD Racoola Show. Today is finally the day we get to see two heavyweights throw down the gauntlet and go at it. For today is the day old CD finally gets to review the 2003 film, Freddy vs. Jason! Yes! It's kind of like the old debate, who would win in a fight, Batman or Superman? This film was directed by Ronnie Yu, whom also directed Bride of Chucky. I reviewed that film as well, so feel free to give that a little sneak peek, a little sneaky peeky, if you will. But Chucky isn't why you're here, are you? You're here for two of the biggest and baddest horror icons the world has ever seen. Jason Voorhees and the one and only Freddy Krueger. I'm not going to deep dive into the rest of this cast because I'm all jacked up on Jason and Freddy, and that's kind of all I care about, to be honest. So, sorry, I want to cut right to the bone of Freddy versus Jason. This film just works because although Jason and Freddy are both psychotic, seemingly indestructible, murderous monsters bent on killing anyone and everyone that just so happens to cross their path, they are vastly different, aren't they, in the way they go about their business. In the backstories, you have to think about the backstories. Jason, whom was portrayed by Kenneth Kurzinger in this film, almost always is portrayed as a hockey mask-wearing behemoth and an unstoppable juggernaut bashing through doors and using raw power and seemingly superhuman strength to get to whatever person he sees who he thinks needs some good old-fashioned killing. He uses his trusty old machete to impale his prey. The machete has become synonymous with the Jason Voorhees character almost as much as his iconic white hockey goalie mask. The white goalie mask wasn't always worn by Jason, though. I don't know if you know this. Most of you do. He wore a burlap sack most of the time in Friday the 13th Part 2. Speaking of that white goalie mask, the Jason character always kind of reminds me of Michael Myers in a little bit, in the way he goes about his business of slashing. Which mask do you like better, though? I mean, it doesn't always have to be a competition, and I like both to different degrees, but I actually kind of prefer Michael Myers' mask over Jason's. Just my personal opinion. Jason fans might be outside of my door with their machetes in hand after hearing that. Please feel free to comment down below on whose mask you like better. The cool thing about wearing the mask is that as an actor, if you have the build to be Jason Voorhees, you can really have anyone play the character, you know. Plus, he doesn't really talk that much, or talk at all, so that kind of makes it easy now, doesn't it? Another thing that is synonymous with Jason in the Friday the 13th franchise is Camp Crystal Lake. Camp Crystal Lake is where the final battle between Freddy and Jason takes place. The camp is Jason's home turf, and where the monster was truly brought into being after Jason's mother, who was the cook at the camp, brought a young, deformed Jason Voorhees along with her, and he was pushed into the lake and drowned. Those darn camp counselors just weren't really paying attention now, were they? I think Jason's mother, if you guys remember her, was honestly scarier than Jason and Freddy combined. She makes her appearance in Freddy vs. Jason as well, as Freddy shapeshifts, as Freddy often does, into Jason's mother in order to trick Jason into doing his evil bidding. Here's the thing, though. I don't think you really have to trick Jason that hard into killing people. I mean, come on, Freddy. It's Jason Voorhees. That's what he does, baby. Okay, enough about Jason. Let's take a look at old Freddy Krueger. Freddy, of course, originated in the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise that has had immense success. Freddy, of course, was portrayed by one of the goats of horror, Robert Englund. Okay, so I think we can all agree that Robert Englund is the character Freddy Krueger. Okay, he is the man. Not that I think Jack Earl Haley necessarily was a bad person to pick to portray Freddy in the 2010 film Nightmare on Elm Street. I think it's just going to be hard to be compared to the GOAT, Robert Englund, whom has become so synonymous with this iconic horror monster. Robert is 75, though, right now, by the way, and we can only hope that he isn't too tired of playing the monster of your worst nightmares, Freddy Krueger. But if he is ready to hang up his old knifed glove, whom do you think would be a good pick to play the next Freddy Krueger? Because the show, as you know, must go on, and we will have more Freddy Krueger films at some point, one can only hope. Maybe a younger person to take the mantle of Freddy. I mean, I personally would love to see Willem Dafoe play Freddy, but Willem isn't that much younger than Robert Englund. So what about this, okay? And this is just an idea, okay? I've been kicking it around a little bit, kicking it around like a shrunken head. Rupert Grint. Don't slash me to pieces here, but I think he could be a good Freddy of the future. If you can get over the image of him being Ron Weasley in Harry Potter, maybe he could do it. Please comment down below on an actor who could be the Freddy of the future. Back to the Freddy character here. Got a little sidetracked by the actors. You know how it goes. Freddy, of course, is known for his black-rimmed hat, red and black striped sweater. I didn't ever think the sweater was that scary, but whatever. And of course, his iconic bladed glove. His burned up appearance comes from him being a child serial killer that was burnt alive by the parents of the town. Freddy, unlike Jason Voorhees, relies on his cunning and his ability to attack people in their dreams. The more people fear Freddy Krueger, the more powerful he becomes. He's usually a little bit slightly smaller in stature, especially when compared to Jason. Freddy also has the ability to shape-shift, as I mentioned before. Speaking of shape-shifting, one of the greatest scenes of this Freddy vs. Jason film, at least to me, is the scene where they're in the hospital and Freddy comes into the room and he's shape-shifted into a caterpillar and blows smoke into that kid's face. Something straight out of Alice in Wonderland, if any of you caught that reference out there, and I'm sure most of you smarty pantses did. Jason has his machete, but Freddy has himself the old knifed glove. What a scary, iconic horror weapon that was. Just so awesome. So there you have it. The two horror heavyweights ready to square off. This movie featured some truly awesome scenes, but when Freddy jumped out of the red water and his face was a little more nightmarish than usual, if you can believe that, it was truly a thing of beauty. Let's take another look at Freddy's demon face here. Oh, that's awesome. Look at Freddy. Freddy and Jason, when they got down to the final fight, oh boy, do these two titans of terror really rip each other up. At one point, Freddy sticks his knifed up fingers into Jason's eyes, and Jason, of course, being unfazed, gets right back up and gives it back to the sweater-wearing Freddy. Okay. So it's time now. This is the moment in this episode where you YouTube horror freaks and myself, CD, have to make the decision. And it is the toughest decision of our lives thus far. Who's it gonna be? Are you Team Freddy? Do you love evil puppet masters who reside in your dreams? Or are you going to be Team Jason? Big juggernaut killing machines that are seemingly inescapable. Comment down below on your personal favorite. Before I give up my pick here, I just have to say that I am a huge fan of both of these naughty monsters. But I think I'm going to have to give the tip of my hat to Freddy on this one. He just seems more evil to me and scarier looking to boot. He also, he talks, you know, and just has a little bit more personality. I always loved his look, and there are so many ways Freddy can kill you. The guy can literally do anything if you fall asleep, that is. So yes, I'm Team Freddy, but don't take that the wrong way, all you Jasonites out there. I'm still quite the fan of Mr. Voorhees as well. I really love to see these two horror icons duking it out, and I'm looking forward to more Friday the 13th movies, as well as another Nightmare on Elm Street film. The film is going to get some decent marks from old Professor CD on the Scarometer, just because this film slaps two of my favorite baddies together in one setting. I remember not being able to wait to see them in this action-packed horror film, you know? So, in closing here, please like, share, and subscribe to the CD Racoola Show so one day we could have and picture this, a Freddy vs. Jason vs. old CD film! Oh, they wouldn't want a piece of this old boy, now would they? Please join me next episode when I review the film The Blair Witch Project. Finally, a witch movie up in here. I've been wanting that so badly. Till next episode, my little blood bags, if you're ever caught in the middle of a fight between Freddy Krueger and Jason Voorhees, it would be best to call the police for help. No, they actually wouldn't be able to help you at all. Oh, I know, maybe call the Ghostbusters. No, they wouldn't be able to help you either. Those little traps and laser gun things wouldn't be able to stop Freddy or Jason. Plus, I wouldn't really consider them ghosts, would you? Maybe you should just call your mommy. No, she wouldn't be of any use to you either. No, if you get caught between Jason and Freddy duking it out, you better just go ahead and call the morgue, because you're going away in a nice pine box. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.